flown, for example, and one of the methods of construction was just everything was done by hand. It's allowed to take picture here. You can take photos. Yeah. You can picture also the window. Yes. The sign says no pictures to the paintings. But over here, see. Yes. All right. You can say. Here. These guys is good. Yes. Yes. Just good. Main and female, concave and convex, so that is the method of construction.
They just it'll come back.
I know. Decline it.
I kind of like
Una cosa muy importante.
you guys are showing off. Your tallness.
You're gonna see, guys, you can see, okay, behind this stone, right, three channels, right, over there. Over there. It says so that in Inca time there was a canal, water canal, and there was a little fountain over there. All right, so they built the fountain here because the fountains represented the springs, all right, the spring waters. And when there is a spring, there is a rainbow, all right. And the first building here, which is on the left, it was used to honor the rainbow. It was the temple of the rainbow, right here. And that's why they built a little fountain over there. Okay, this stone, according to the research, right, been done by experts in archaeology, it was used for ceremonies. So we know that they performed some sacrifices of animals, right, and eventually, as we heard yesterday, human beings as well. When there was a catastrophic event, if the weather, okay, was not good, like for example Lima is, they have extended summer, okay, now here a lot of rain. In that time when there was earthquakes, tsunamis, right, pests, or some droughts, so that was a time when they says it's time to peace the nature. And they peace the nature with human offerings, children's, all right, 6 years old, 8 up to 15 years old. Right, remains of the bodies were found over the snow-capped mountains in Peru and also in Argentina. Right, Argentina over 5,500 meters above sea level. The bodies were frozen and well preserved. For hundreds of years, the bodies are perfectly preserved. The physical traits, the eyes, the brains, the teeth, the lips are perfectly preserved. Those mummies are the best preserved mummies in the entire world. All right, let's come in. Let's continue.
Let's skip over the random rocks that's in the way.
So the historical area where the main square is, where the hotel is. So the rest, that was the area where the Inca kings inhabited. They have the palaces over there. The palaces have more than 5,000 square meters. All right, and they call cancha. Cancha means like a big building, like a big, land, all right, with a lot of construction. Cancha. They call it Hori Cancha, this place. Hori means gold. Cancha means enclosure or, all right, so buildings. Okay, so the structure in the upper part over here was all covered in gold. Can you believe it? No. It was covered in gold. All right, and the decoration that come here into this, they were used like a shelves. They put idols, statues, which was made of pure gold. And that gold was brought from the Amazon area because over there it was easy to get gold. Fluvial. And that gold has about 22 to 24 karat of gold. Very shiny. And that's what you need to represent the sun temple, all right, to shine the color of the god sun. All right. Okay. So today, some people are dealing with that. All right. So they're destroying the Amazon of Peru, Brazil, Bolivia, part of Ecuador, and in Colombia. They're destroying the Amazon looking for that gold. 24 carats. All right. So the whole entire temple was covered in gold, and for the Inca, when the sunrise comes over the mountain, when the sun comes, the first sunlight hit this building, and it was a shining golden city. You can just imagine how it was looking. You know? Exactly. All right. And also, my dear friends, you can see here for the architecture of these buildings. So the way how they design the buildings. For example, if you look at the base, it's wider, and if you look at up there, it's leaning. It's leaning like this. So why they do that is because they says when we stand like this with our legs span, much more stable. So the base of the pyramid, for example, in Egypt, the base of the mountains, all right, will give forever stability. Okay, solidity and stability, and that's what they need. Right. So like like a concave right. Wider and it's leaning. And here, right, it is inner rocket with concave and convex. Yeah, concave and convex. Yes. Reconstituted, yes. All right. And over here, guys, on the ground, you can see the original pieces. That's for you to have a major perspective how the ancient Inca, right, architects of the stone, the builders, okay, interlocked. All right. So you can see the male stones, female stones. Right. So this is the gaps, the beginning of the gaps, when they built and drop the metal. Just melt it down. All right, that way they bind it. All right, ties. Okay, hold the rock. And then the other way is like and there is something over here. If you look at the edge of this stone, there is some little holes. It says that they also make like a wire, something like a wires. And that wires goes through the hole, and the edge of the stone was binded, like they would have sewn. That's what but only in important days, not everyone. Just at the temple and residents of the Inca leaders. It was sold, but it was not only of the Inca leaders. No? So as you've seen yesterday in the sea, alright, so there was a lot of evidence, there were a lot of potteries, a lot of metal, alright, textiles, and also it's about so people started to use stone, okay, stone structures, very well planned. But one reason why they do that was because they experience ¿Qué habitación hay? ¿Para colocar las comunidades? Para colocar las so that Asian people experience and they go ahead. They try to figure out how we can a structure that will survive, and that's what it is. Interlocking, they click with